The Cradle of Creativity Festival, where imagination knows no bounds and innovation takes center stage. Now, this annual extravaganza unites artists from all walks of life, celebrating artistic brilliance and creative excellence. The festival will take place this August, and festival goers will experience breathtaking performances, thought-provoking installations, and groundbreaking workshops as the festival becomes the epicenter of artistic exploration and collaboration. And joining us now is one of the festival organizers, Faye Kabali Kagwa. She's actually the festival curator. Faye, a very good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure. First of all, before we get deeper into the conversation, take us through how the Cradle of Creativity was conceptualized.
Sure. So in 2017, Acetage South Africa, we hosted the Acetage International Congress, Conference and Festival. Over 11 days. We had 65 productions. We were in the Artscape, the Baxter Theatre, City Hall. We had 4 hubs. And we were like, we need to do this again. We're a national organization. We want to celebrate the diversity and the people who are making theatre for children and young audiences in South Africa. And so we were like, we will do it again. We will do it every 2 years. And you know what? On top of that, we will be a roving festival. So we move around. So
this year, it's the first time it's held outside of Cape Town.
This is the first year we're outside of Cape Town, and we're going to be at the iconic Market Theatre. So that in itself, it feels right, you know?
That's massive. I mean, what was the thought process behind conceptualizing it? I mean, what is it that you wanted to achieve?
So in Acetage, we really believe in that theatre should be experienced at the earliest age possible. So we have theatre shows for children as young as 3 months up until 18 years of age. And so we're really we advocate for children to have access to the arts, and theatre is one of the mediums in which we can do that.
So how is the response? I mean, just looking at the attendance in Cape Town, did it inform your decision to move it to Joburg?
Yes, we had so many schools. We had so many schools visit in Cape Town. It was also great that we had a ton of sponsorship, and organizations like the HCI Foundation gave us sponsorship of Golden Arrow buses, which made transport and access something that really, you know, allowed
really pushed you,
for children to access the theatre, which was amazing.
Yeah. And what is the focus or theme of this year's festival?
So the theme for this year are the stories that move us. You know,
the stories that move us.
That move us. You know, after the pandemic, when everyone was locked in their houses and theatres were closed, it just felt like this was a moment to celebrate people coming together, having, it's also an international festival, so we have theatre companies that are traveling from their countries out to South Africa, and these are the stories essentially that move us to be together, move us away from the things that we know.
Profound. That is so profound. So who are some of the artists that will be featured?
Oh, we've got so many. So from Johannesburg, we have the Market Theatre Lab students, we have Verity Productions, we have Lunchbox Theatre from the Western Cape, we have Magnet Theatre from Cape Town, we have some international productions. So we've got De Stilte from the Netherlands, we have Betida from Denmark, we have Joshua Monten Dance Company from Switzerland, we have Teatro Ovasio from Mexico, we have I can just go on and on and on.
You know, I'm actually still stuck at the fact that in 2017 you had 65 productions in 4 hubs. Sure.
It was amazing. It was something that people still talk about, and that is the legacy of Cradle of Creativity, I think. We want
So are you trying to outdo, that in Cape Town back in 2017?
I think in a couple of years we really want to outdo. Right now we just want to see that that this model works, and we want to bring joy and exploration and inquisitiveness to as many South African children as possible. Yeah.
So what's the selection criteria for some of the artists? I mean, what is it that you look out for them to qualify to be added onto this year's lineup?
So we are a national organization, and so it was important for us that we had representation from as many provinces as possible.
Okay.
So that's one. Another one is that we really believe that children have different developmental stages, right? So some people say, this is for everyone and all young children will enjoy it. But there's a vast difference. If you have kids, you know that there's a vast difference between a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old. So we do look at like what age group are these shows speaking to? So we have shows specifically for children like 2 to 5 years old, then 5 to 7, then 10 to 12, then 13 to 15, 16 to 18. And so that was also another criteria that we looked at. And then also we're looking at different genres. So theatre is vast.
Okay.
We have puppetry, we have dance, we have physical theatre, we have scripts.
Right. So are there any, workshops or maybe interactive sessions, perhaps, as a build-up to this festival?
Well, we do have what we're calling a kind of an open day on the opening, which is the 20th of August. So if you have young children, you should bring them to the Market Theatre, where we will have reading circles, we'll have short performances. On the 26th and the 27th, we'll be at the National Children's Theatre, where we will also have like treasure hunts and games that are happening within the precinct. So that's really exciting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since you say that, this organization is all-encompassing, I mean, no one is left out. But then I suppose there are those artists, especially in the far-flung areas and the disadvantaged communities who can't make means to, to attend a theatre. So there's various stumbling blocks, as it were, that are blocking these artists from participating in such festivals as these. So have you looked at such issues, maybe interacting with the government, perhaps, the Department of Arts and Culture, to thresh out some of these issues?
Yes. So, for example, we have a partnership with the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, as well as the Department of Basic Education.
Okay.
We do rely heavily on our funders. Like I said, in Cape Town, we had bus sponsorship.
Okay.
Here, we also, we've partnered with the IDC, and we run a program called the Social Employment Fund, where we employ 1,600 artists all over the country. And through our SEF funds, we are able to, when we're not able to reach everyone, but it does allow us to bring artists and children to Joburg to do workshops, to watch theatre, and so we're very grateful for the sponsorship that we do have, and very grateful for the sponsors and people who have just given out of their own pockets to make this happen. So
you're trying your best, eh? You really are.
We're trying.
You really are, eh? Let's talk about some of the memorable experiences from the previous editions that you want to improve on.
There's so many, they're different, it's difficult for me to kind of tell you about the scale of this festival. I think that one thing that it really does do, the number one thing is walking into a theater and having it filled with children, okay? Like when you're in the middle of a theater and you cannot move because there are children, and this happens every single day. That,
wow.
You cannot beat it. Highlight.
Wow, and I would imagine the energy in that room.
It's a lot, when you look outside and you have hundreds of kids lining up, the energy definitely shifts, but it also reminds us why we're doing this and why it's so important. And then obviously there are other moments where we have artists connecting and making these connections, and that we see after the festival through touring, through coming together and collaborating and making new pieces. And I think that that's also kind of just you understand where that came from, and seeing that really is really special. Yeah.
So how do you take part? How do we get there?
How do you get there?
Yeah, at the Market Theatre, that is.
So you can go to the Market Theatre and you can book tickets there.
Okay.
You can go to our website, cradleofcreativity.com. You can buy tickets at Web Tickets.
Okay.
You can go to our website, and that's where you can see all the productions and book there.
Right.
Tickets are 150 Rand for adults, 100 Rand for children, but if you are a group of 10, you can see the shows for only 70 Rand.
How cool is that?
And if you want to come to the theatre for a full day and see 3 shows, then you'll be able to see 3 shows for 150 Rand. So listen, we have specials for you. Just
that is so cool.
Go to the website and all of it is there, cradleofcreativity.com.
All right. Faye, great chatting to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.